Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel Yoga with Pooja Shah. Our bodies are not designed to sit for prolonged hours of time. Yet, most of us are guilty of sitting in front of our screens, be it any age, any profession. We find ourselves glued in front of our screens for longer periods of hours. Now what happens is when we sit for too many hours, the lower body starts to get affected first. Now think of your hips and your pelvic region as the keystone of your body. Now this is the center of your body from the bottom as well as from the top. It's also very important to keep this area healthy and strong enough because it holds your leg and your torso in good alignment. Once your pelvic region or your hips start to becoming weak, your lower back starts taking the brunt. To compensate that effect, your lower back, that is the lumbar area, the last few vertebrae of your spine, start taking the brunt to compensate the damage that we've done to our pelvic region. So now what happens is, post that, the pain starts traveling upwards towards the spine, goes towards the neck, and as a result, overall we have a stiff body, tight neck and shoulders. So very important it is to work on our lower body if you are sitting for longer hours. In case if you've been binge watching these days, YouTubing, Netflixing, go through this video and keep yourselves healthy by doing these few lower body exercises. I'll see you on your mats. So the first one would be Konasana, Baddha Konasana. Now this is a very good hip opener. So for this, what you would need to do is get your heels close to each other. Try maintaining contact of your toes and your heels. You will interlock your fingers, lift your heels up and simply try to consciously bring your knees towards your mat. Bring your knees towards your mat. Initially it may be difficult. In case if you are here, do not bother. Simply exhale and try to make a conscious effort of bringing your heels closer to the mat. It will come with practice, alright? So you will try and lift your chest at the same time. Exhale every time and bring your knees close to the mat. Now, once you are here, you will try and lean forward. Alright, now what is important in this is, you may not round your back. Alright, I'll show it to you from the side so you could understand what exactly is happening at my back. Now, once you are in Baddha Konasana, alright, Konasana. Now what you need to do is, in case if you are planning to move forward, you will raise your chin up and you will try and push forward. Make sure you are not rounding your back. So we don't need to do this. If you are doing this, it's not going to work any which ways. But if your chest is lifted and you are not able to push down, but you are here, just here, it's a healthy stretch. So what do we need to do is, keeping in mind the back, you will place your palms on the floor. Now, make sure your chest moves first, lifted and firm. You will slowly move forward, keeping your back straight and not rounded. So you will lift your chest and try and move forward. Once you feel you cannot go beyond this, you will slowly place your elbows on the floor and consciously pull your knees towards the floor. Keep your chin lifted. If you are comfortable, you might go further, keeping your chest lifted and slowly stay there. Breathe easy. Stay there for a minimum 6 counts. While coming back, you will slowly walk back with your palms and then inhale and back. Alright. So this was Baddha Konasana. Moving on to the next asana, that is Agni Stambha Asana. Now what do we do is, first you would stretch your legs, come on your sitting bones. So you will move your palms beneath your hips, lift the flesh of your hips and come exactly on your sitting bones. Now you will bring your left foot inside, right foot on the top of left knee. So your posture looks like this, somewhat like this from the front, where your knee is on top of your foot and your other foot is on the top of your other knee. Alright. So Agni Stambhasana, there would be some sort of cavity formed in between. Now, what you will do is, again the same thing that we did in the previous asana. You will lift your chest up, walk your hands forward. Make sure your back is not rounding. I will not move to the side this time because I've already showed it to you. You will move forward and make sure you reach where your back is not rounded. Stay there for a while. You could lower your head over here. Stay there for around 6 seconds. You would feel a good stretch in the hip where the leg is raised. Now my right leg is on the top, so I'm feeling a stretch in my right hip. I will stay there for around 6 counts. And then now I'll move to the side. So what I do is move sidewards. To extend the stretch further, I move to the side, keeping my back straight, and now my obliques feel the stretch. The sides of my abdomen feel the stretch. Again the same principle, back is erect, chest is lifted, stay there for 6 counts, and again back to the other side. To my left. Now this time the stretch in my right hip has increased significantly. I will stay there. Breathe easy. Slowly walk my hands to the center and then back. We'll be repeating this same exercise, same asana on the left leg. So what do we do is, left foot comes on the top and the other foot which was on the top goes behind. Now directly going into the posture without wasting much time, walk your hands in the front. Stay there. If you could look up. If you are not too comfortable, you could just lower your head. Stay there for 6 counts. Make sure you are breathing normal, and then walk your hands to the side, towards the right side preferably. Slowly walk center. Now to the left. While moving to your right and center, make sure your back is erect all the while. Slowly, before coming out of the stretch, you will move towards the center and slowly walk back. Moving on to the third asana, that is the Ekpad Kapotasana. Now, also known as pigeon pose. So what I will do is turn to the side and move to the front of the mat. Alright. Place my right foot in L shape. My left leg goes behind alright. Now if you are not too comfortable, what you can do is slightly bring your heel close to your groin. Now this would be more comfortable for those who are beginners. For those who are a little more flexible or are advanced practitioners, can bring your heel and your knee in one line. Alright. Now over here you need to be mindful of your hip, of your left hip. If your right foot is forward, you will consciously pull your left hip towards your mat. So by doing this, your hips are in one line and you increase the stretch. The stretch has really increased on my right hip. Now slowly I will bring my hands forward, chest lifted. If possible, you could just extend your arms outside your mat. Stay there for 6 counts. Remember, these are all hip openers. You will stay there. Slowly walk back. Bring your heel closer to your groin. Lift the back leg and change. Now we'll be doing it on the other side. So your left leg comes forward, right leg extends at the back. Again, I repeat, those who are advanced practitioners can get your heel and your knee in one line. Those who are beginners can get your foot closer to your groin. But make sure that the hip, the opposite hip, has to come closer to the floor and the hip is not lifted. So this is not what your posture will look like. Alright, this is not what your posture will look like. You will have to consciously bring your hip down and then slowly walk your hands towards the front of your mat. Lower your head. Stay there. It's a very yummy stretch. for a while. Make sure you breathe easy. Then, when you're ready, you could slowly walk back. Bring your heel close to your groin. Get that leg forward and relax. Now, these were 3 stretches to counter the effects of prolonged sitting in front of the TV or computer where your lower body becomes stiff. So these are all hip openers. Please practice them. Do let me know how you feel in the comment section below. Do subscribe. Thank you. Namaste.